Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. So for this video we're going to be actually talking about baby carriers. This is a video I've actually wanted to do for a while now, just because I'm a big fan of baby wearing. But before I get into the baby carrier that I'm using now, I kind of want to talk about before this one. I had actually tried a couple hits and misses, so I kind of want to talk about those. Now, in the beginning, before I even had Max, when I was doing my baby registry, I didn't really see myself using a baby carrier, only because I've never really been around people who've used them, aside from, like my DOA, way back when, or like, that's Mexicans have been wearing our babies for a while, but I've never really seen anyone else really use it, I guess. Even, it was actually funny, because probably I was pregnant and we were shopping at the mall and I saw a little Mexican lady with a cobija, like a blanket, like wrapped around her. She had her child had to at least been 4, maybe 5, like passed out, like hanging out from her back. It was so crazy, but the kid was comfortable and mom was able to do her shopping with her big old baby in the back. It wasn't even a baby, but hey, it works. So anyways, I decided to put the baby carrier on my registry. Looking at the prices of these baby carriers, I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't believe that, one baby carrier was the cost of a stroller or like a travel system. I was like, holy cow. I wasn't trying to spend that kind of money or have someone else spend that kind of money on me or on that, something that I probably wasn't even sure if I was going to use all the time. So I didn't really do much research on it in the beginning, I'm going to be honest. I just picked one because I remember that name being really popular back when I worked at Babies R Us when I was like in high school, which was the Baby Bjorn, whatever. I just got the basic one that was like $70. I just figured get in the middle somewhere, sure it'd be a decent product. Yeah, that's what I got. I ended up getting it from my registry, from my dad, and after Max was born, I tried putting him in it. I know it was definitely before his feeding tube, so it was before he was 6 weeks, and I just remember trying it out and it didn't fit right. Like, he obviously, it was one that you could face outward and inward, but he was obviously too little still to do outward. But I just remember him just like his head was all over the place. It wasn't really secure for that, and I just felt like he was too wobbly and not secure. So I sure enough ended up looking at the reviews afterwards, and I saw a lot of complaints about this carrier, and I was like, well, maybe I should return it. So sorry, Dad, I returned the baby carrier. I don't even think I told you. Sorry. But yeah, I ended up returning it. I did look up other baby carriers before I went to return it, and I saw this one. Again, I didn't want to spend a lot on this baby carrier. I kind of just wanted to stick in the price range that carrier was. But again, even in that price range, there wasn't really much that had good reviews. So, but I did find one that was only $30 and it had 5 stars, and people were ranting and raving about it. So I figured, well, hey, yeah, it's only $30, but people are obviously ranting and raving about it for a reason. So I ended up getting it. It was the Infantino Flip Advance 4-in-1 convertible. So it was this one here. I loved it because it was gray. Dark gray has been my color for Max since he was born. And I loved that it was, it did the frontwards, facing inward, facing outward, and backpack, and it even had like a little bib too, and it was ergonomical, which was great, and it held up to 32 pounds. I figured, hey, why not? So I bought it, and shortly after, though, I wasn't able to use it right away, because Max ended up needing to go to the hospital, and we ended up having a feeding tube, so I was a little nervous about putting him in it, but once I started to get a little more comfortable with his feeding tube and actually doing more research on his acid reflux that he was diagnosed with, I had seen that actually baby carrier, a lot of moms in the support groups that I would look at or follow on like Facebook and social media, I would see them talking about baby wearing a lot, especially just because kids with acid reflux do better with sitting upright. So obviously when you're sitting down, the acid comes up. Obviously they can't really be on their back for a while, and not even their tummy, because they'll spit up. So keeping them upward, holding them, especially for first time, not just first time moms, but any mom in general, especially one with a little baby or a newborn, or just a couple months old, it's hard to get stuff done around the house because you have to carry them up, upward. all the time. So, or at least that's what it felt like. So the baby carriers I had read helped a lot, because you can have, you know, your hands free and at least get something done around the house, or, you know, just to be a little bit of freedom. So a little bit of rest, actually, more like it. So I tried, after, you know, reading that, I ended up using the Art Infantino carrier, facing inward. And what was great about that Infantino one compared to the Bjorn one is it actually had clips that had like a neck support, so it would support his head, which was perfect. And he would fall asleep in it. So it was really, really helpful for me, taking him to, you know, the grocery store, or taking him to doctor's appointments. It was just so much easier, and Max was happy because he was close to me, and it just worked. So I was happy with my baby carrier. The only thing I started to notice once I was getting more comfortable with Max and taking him out places is I wouldn't be able to wear him as long because my back would hurt. So I just, you know, I was kind of started to think, like, you know, if I want to start taking him places, and I want to start taking him to like amusement parks or going places that take longer lengths of time, maybe I should think about investing in a better carrier. I mean, as much as I love this one, but I started to notice that as Max was getting bigger, he looked more stiff, especially when he was facing outward. He just looked like kind of like a, I don't know, just really stiff. So I was thinking, yeah, let's look into a different carrier. Now, I did have other friends and family members who actually had children around the same time Max was born, and I would say that they would be using their Ergo 360, and I heard so many good things about it. And even in the reviews, I mean, there's so many great reviews about it. The only thing I was kind of skeptic about, or not skeptic, but hesitant, was the price. It was like $160, I think. I want to say maybe $170. I don't remember. And I was just kind of like, okay, like at first, do I really want to spend that kind of money? But I figured if I'm gonna be using this a lot longer than I expected, and use it a lot more than I expected, let's invest money in a better carrier. So I was so excited to get the Ergo. We got the Ergo 360, and I grabbed it, and once I opened it, I was so disappointed. It was so bulky, bulkier than the Infantino was actually really light and small, but which is probably why Max seemed so stiff and kind of, you know, he was growing out of it. It was just small, so it was really small compared to the Ergo, but I still was going to give it a try. And I saw that it was really, then I saw that the material was a lot thicker, and all I can think of is my kid is a very sweaty baby, and we live in Southern California, and summer is going to be coming around, and it's going to be pretty much pointless to use this because he's going to be hot and uncomfortable. But I did end up finding that Ergo had a Ergo Baby 360 Cool Air, which I was really excited about because it had a cool mesh, which I'll show you a picture of, and it made more sense than the regular Ergo. So this is the one that I saw. It's exactly like the Ergo Baby 360, except where those white parts are, that's like a cool mesh that has airflow through. So I figured this is perfect for Max. So we ended up going back to Babies R Us to return the Ergo 360. The Flip Advance we ended up just getting rid of, but we figured let's, you know, return this one because we're not going to use it, and we didn't even really use it. We just kind of put him in it and get the cool mesh. So I did, and I remember I was so excited. I'm like, this is my carrier, this is going to be so cool. I was, again, disappointed because for some reason I couldn't get it to fit. And the thing is, I didn't even try on the regular Ergo because I just knew it wasn't going to match or work because it was so thick. This one felt less bulkier than the regular Ergo, but I couldn't get it to fit. For some reason, there was like cushions around the arms. I don't know if it's because I'm bigger around this area or what, or being a plus size, or having a long torso, or a combination of all of it. I couldn't get it to fit comfortably around my arms. I just felt like it was like too tight here, and I couldn't really adjust it. And for some reason, Max wouldn't fit right either. So I don't know if it's just because it didn't fit me right that it made Max uncomfortable, but he wouldn't last more than a minute in it. And I noticed, like, after looking at instruction videos, that there was like kind of where the back clip's supposed to be. It's supposed to be lower, and for some reason it was like up by my neck. So I think that kind of was the issue. But Izzy, Max's dad, would wear it and it fit him fine. But it wasn't gonna work. If I wasn't comfortable and I was gonna be the one wearing it most of the time, and Max wasn't comfortable, it just wasn't gonna work. I was so sad. I wanted to love it so badly, but it didn't work. So back to the drawing board. Izzy was at the point where he's like, just go back and get your Infantino baby carrier. Like, you liked that one, just deal with it. I was like, no, like, let me see if there's more. So I did more looked at more reviews, different ones, and there was one that I saw that had so, like, tons of reviews, and all of them were mostly positive. And so I thought I would give it a try. And Izzy's like, you know, why are we gonna go and return another one? I'm like, okay, well, let's just do this. Let's go to the store, let's try it on, and if it fits and it feels good on me, we'll get it. And he said okay. So we went, and it ended up being the LILEBABY. I had great reviews. It had everything that it had, just seemed perfect for me. So I figured this was gonna be the last one that I was gonna try, and now I was going back to the Infantino. But so I got the LILEBABY Complete All Seasons, and what this is, it's kind of a combination of their two other carriers. They have one that's like a complete cool mesh and one that's just normal. So it's both of them. As you can see in this one, the girl is actually zipping in this little flap here that rolls down here and clips on, and it leaves just a cool mesh, so when it's hot you have air going through his whole back or tummy if he's facing outward, which is perfect. And it has little clips for neck support, which is perfect and what I wanted. And what's great about it too is you can actually wear it 6 different ways, from newborn to toddler, and all in between. So it can be inward, facing outward. It can even be using as he's holding him on your side and on your back. I haven't done the back yet or the side, but I definitely will be doing that soon. It's ergonomical for you and for baby, which is great. It has my favorite part, the lumbar support. Plus size mamas with, you know, the heavier top region, that definitely helps your back, believe me. You can wear it 2 different ways from the straps. I usually only use this one. I haven't really done that one yet, but I probably will, and if I do, I'll review that as well. But yeah, this is the one I chose. We tried it on, and when I tried it on, I instantly felt like knew this was my carrier, because my back felt good. It felt good to have it on. It didn't feel super heavy. I mean, it was a little bulkier compared obviously to the Infantino, but not as bulky as the Ergo, and it just felt good. So I ended up getting it right there on the spot. I had Izzy try it, and he loved it too. He's like, no, we're getting this carrier. So that was great that he was excited about it too. I got mine in black. What's really great about the LILEBABY is they have so many cool patterns that you can choose from on their website. They have ones from anchors to flowers to polka dots, just solid colors, blue, pink, tan. I chose black just because that's the only one they had, but I probably would have chose black anyways because I wear too much makeup. So this is my LILEBABY. It's really easy. It has the cushion straps. It has clips here. Right now it's set to face inward, but you can change the straps at the bottom and unclip these. If I can do that better. And it folds down to here and it snaps, which is pretty cool. This is usually what I've been using lately, just because Max has been all about facing outward lately. But right now I have it zipped up, but if it is too warm, which is what I normally have right now since it's summer and it's so freaking hot here in California, I swear we're spoiled, because anytime it's over 80 degrees, 70 degrees really, I freak out. But so what I do is I just unzip this little flap here and I roll it down, and then it reveals this little strap that I would button at here at the bottom, and it has, this is unbuttoning because I didn't clip it, but what you'll have is a cool mesh now. So now when you're carrying your baby, it has a cool airflow, and when it's cold, you just zip it back up. But it's really, really comfortable. Also, when it is zipped up, there's a little pocket here that you can put like your card, your keys, so when you're carrying your baby, you don't have to worry about where am I going to put stuff at. Even your phone, you can do that too. But I usually have it in my pocket. Here's the lumbar support that goes on your back, which is awesome. And it just overall feels good, and it's easy to put on by yourself, and the best part is the straps are adjustable, so any body type can wear this. And so, I mean, if it's perfect like a glove for me, it can fit perfect like a glove for Izzy, or even my sister. My sister loves wearing my LILEBABY with Max in it. What's cool is, even I didn't get to use this because we obviously got this after Max was a little bigger, but it has like, you know, little, like, I don't even know what this is, like, this little strap to hold in a newborn and kind of cradle him, which is great. So you don't have to worry about buying an insert like you do for the Ergo. So that's great, and it's cheaper than the Ergo from the beginning. It was only $140. But overall, it feels good. It's machine washable, which is great. And what's also really good is it has also a little cover when he's facing inward. This was perfect for when Max was when we had first gotten it, because when we'd go to parties, it'd be a pain in the butt He would want to be held, but he'd be tired, so I would just kind of cover his head when the carrier was like this, and he would fall asleep. And that's detachable, which is great. But what also is really good is, especially for plus size moms or parents, I know with Infantino I had quite a bit of wiggle room, so I was able actually to use that no problem. But again, my back hurt. Now with the Ergo, it fit too perfect, and there was Velcro on one of the Ergos, and it just didn't make me feel as secure. With this one, it actually has an extender that you can buy separately. It was like $8, so it's not even that expensive. Again, it would still be cheaper than the Ergo itself. And what's also great about it is it has a little, it's kind of like a little extra security little strap that you actually put the clip through, and then you clip it. So if for some reason, if this fails, for which I don't think it will, but if it did, you have this little extra security before, you know, anything dangerous would happen. But so that is the carrier that I'm using and that I plan to use if I do have a second child, which hopefully we do, and we plan to. But when that happens, I definitely will be using my LILEBABY. So definitely I do recommend that one out of all the carriers that I've tried. Again, the Ergo didn't work for me. Doesn't mean it won't work for you. I've had some parents love and complain about it. I've actually had somebody have the same issue as mine. And she wasn't a plus size girl. So I mean, it could just be the shape of your body. I don't know. It just didn't work for us, or for me anyways. It worked well for his dad, but again, like I said, mostly there's just this area here that I had an issue with. And if you can't afford a expensive carrier, I mean, the Infantino one was awesome. I mean, it wasn't ideal. Obviously I can't wear them for long periods of time because of my back, but he loved it enough, and I loved it enough. So I would definitely, if you can't afford that one, go for that one. I mean, baby wearing is pretty awesome and helps you bond with your child, and it just makes things so much easier, especially when you're wanting to camp around the house, or even just go to the store, just have them here with your hands free. It's great. So I hope you like this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I do appreciate your support. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and until next time, guys, bye.